Hi, guys. Welcome to our book club. Today it will be the fourth session of this first book of 2023 that is called Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. And as you may see in the title of this video, today we will continue discussing chapter number 3 or pages from 81 to 119. So let's just continue. Well, as we were commenting today, we will continue discussing chapter number 3 that is called The Sisters. And as we were thinking about it last time, it is a story of, I think we realized that probably she is not the waitress of the cafe, but a regular customer that is called um, Higori. Just one second. I forgot the name. And also the story of Kumi, that is the little sister of this lady or this girl who is a regular in the cafe. And just in the last chapter, we knew a little bit about these two sisters whose parents, or well, whose family runs an inn, like a hotel, a Japanese hotel. And also, we have a very interesting beginning of the chapter because we knew a little girl who traveled to the past, that it will be the present because it is when the stories are taking place. And she came back to visit Kay, which is, the wife of the owner of the cafe, who we already know that she's sick, but we don't know what kind of disease she's suffering from. But anyways, so as I was commenting to you, the chapter is called The Sisters. So we know the story of these two sisters, which one of them is Kazu. Just one second. Is it Kazu? Nagare? Oh yeah, because Japanese names. Just one second. Hmm. No, it is not Kansu. It is not Kei. It is not Kotake. It is not Nagare. It's the other girl. I even remember the name of the little girl, the little sister that is Kumi. But the other one, no. So just one second. Mm, oh well, Hirai. Ah, yeah, he was with H. Hirai. That we realize that he's not a waitress in this cafe, but a regular one. He is the owner of a bar. It's the owner of the bar where, and this bar, it is like next to the cafe, like in the same street at the corner, something like that. So we know that she is running a good business, an excellent bar. She has clients. They said that the place is a very small place that probably just six customers can sit down, but it is always crowded and it is always full. And they are also describing that Haru's temper, it is very friendly. She is very talkative. She easygoing. She goes with the flow. And well, that she doesn't want to run the inn because she wants to be free. She doesn't want to follow some rules. She doesn't want to be told what to do or what to say. So that's why she left that responsibility to her little sister. That she comments us that they have in the past, they have a really, really close relationship. But after she abandoned the inn and she started living by her own, well, they got distant. And well, the book, it is a little bit sad. It's a bittersweet book because I think that this story is also very sad. It made me cry. And well, we realized that at the beginning of the chapter, as I was commenting to you, this new customer from the future arrives to the cafe, and it is we don't know who is this little girl, but they said that it is strange, it is weird. She's followed Nagare, who is the guy and who was there in the restaurant when she traveled in time. Then it arrived Kazu, that is the cousin of the owner of Nagare. And then it arrived Kei, that is Nagare's wife. And the little girl asked to take a picture with her. She took the picture with Kei, or she took a picture with Kei, and then she disappeared. She just, like traveled to the future. And then they are like, Kazu, Nagare, and Kei. They are with this feeling that who was that little girl and why she wanted to travel to the past when they were already there all the time. It was the owner and the waitress of the cafe, so why for? And then suddenly, we changed conversation in this cafe, and then someone asked for um Hirai. Oh yeah, I forgot her name again. Hirai. And Nagare, who is the owner of the cafe, commented to Kei and to Kai that the bar has been closed 2 days because Hirai's little sister suffered an accident. And Kay is very shocked, and she doesn't believe the news she is listening to, because 3 days ago the little sister, whose name is Kumi, was in the cafe. Do you remember that in the last chapter was a little girl who was eating a lot? Well, that's the little girl of this customer, whose name is Hirai. And well, they are discussing that it was a traffic accident, that someone just hit her car and she died in the way of the hospital. And they are discussing that when they listened, or they heard in past that someone is opening the door, that someone entered to the cafe. And suddenly they listen to Hirai's voice, that she's asking for salt, because there is a Japanese belief that, well, not just Japanese, I think in general, that salt, it works against bad spirits. It is something that can protect you. So she is making some comments about salt, about this, and she enters to the room. When everybody saw her, they were impressed because it wasn't her usual outfit. They mentioned that she uses usually flashy clothes. Flashy, it will be, imagine guys, I have an orange blouse, but my jeans are purple, and then I have red socks, and then I have a yellow jacket. That will be very flashy, llamativo. And well, she's not using the same outfit, or the same kind of outfit as always. She's using a blank dress. She looks different. And well, everybody is worried about her. They are concerned because of this accident, and moreover. So one of them asked her, like, is it okay that you are here? Like, don't you need to be with your parents? And she answered like, there's no need. They don't want her there. So she's quite sad, but she fakes to be okay. So they are continue talking, like if it is okay, if this and that. When suddenly, the conversation goes to the little sister who was there 3 days ago, and I don't know if you remember, but she left a letter. So Kay, who was the one who received the letter and who promised Kumi, the little sister, to deliver the letter to Hirai, she gave her the letter, and she started reading. She already suspected what was in the letter, that she needed to come back, and to run together the inn and this and that. But she is so so sad. Hirai is sad because of her sister, because I guess she started having so many regrets. So suddenly she wants to come back to the past. She doesn't mind about anything but coming back to the past in order to see her sister. So again, we have this scene when Hirai, well, in this case, Hirai, not Kumiko, tries to move or tries to ask the lady in the white dress to move from the seat because she wants to travel. So again, we have the scene of the course when this woman in a white dress courses Hirai by putting a lot of weight in her shoulders. So, like gravity. So the action is just like she's going down, down, down until her knees. And well, we know that again, Kazu is the one who can stop her or who can like distract the lady in white in order to stop the course by asking if she wants another cup of tea. Or well, in this case, coffee, not tea, sorry. And well, in order to move her, I think there's a rule or there's something that you cannot reject a cup of coffee. So Kazu tries to help Hirai in order to the lady in the white dress move to the bathroom. So she offers, I think, like 6 or 7 cups of coffee, and she drank them. So at the end, she stands up, or in fact, she stood up and went to the bathroom. That is the time when Hirai take advantage and sat down in the chair. She is very nervous. She's getting ready. And then we know that in the cup that she's using, because sometimes with people who pass away, they have this extra measure that they put an alarm before the coffee gets cold. So as soon as it rings, Hirai needs to drink her coffee, like yes or yes. And well, she travels to the past. Everybody surprised to see Hirai in the cafe, in sitting in that chair when she came back to the past, because it was a day when Kay was there. There was some other customers there, and suddenly Kumi arrived. And well, Hirai and Kumi, they said that they stopped talking since several years ago, and then that Hirai was avoiding her sister since probably 2 or 3 years old or something like that. So it is awkward. But instead of being just silent or like not saying anything, Hiraya start asking and start a conversation with her sister, like, hey, I'm glad to have you here. Like, I will do it. I will just go with you to our hometown and I will run the inn as you wanted because it's, the thing that you want. And Hirai thinks that, her sister is asking her to do so because Kumi has another dream. And then, during that conversation, Hirai realizes that, in fact, Kumi's dream was to run the business along her sister, together. So she lies a little bit, saying that, yes, it is a promise and this and that. And well, I think during the conversation, Kay realizes that what happened, because at the beginning nobody knows what is happening, why Hira is there. But then they realizes because of the alarm that they start ringing. So they realizes that her little sister passed away because they know that that's the alarm, especially for people who pass away. And then we have the scene where um well, Kumis go or went to the bathroom, and then Hira is debating if she really drinks her whole coffee or waits a little bit more because she wants to see her sister face for the last time. And well, at the end, she saw her sister face one last time. She drank the coffee and she traveled to the present where she cries even a little bit more because it's a very emotive scene. And at the end, she is really convinced that she wants to come back to her hometown and run the inn with her parents now because it was her sister's dream. So she is not doubting anymore. She doesn't think about her bar anymore. She probably thinks that she was selfish because she wanted to leave the responsibility to the little sister, but at the end, we have again a bittersweet ending. And I think bittersweet because I think that all these stories have taught us that life is beautiful. And more than beautiful, even if you suffer a lot, even if you have bad moments or something, there's always, as the saying says, the sun always rises after a storm. You always have light after a darkness moment or a dark moment. Sorry. So I think it is here the same. Even if you experience a bad situation, you can learn and you can be better. You can learn from that. So I think that all these three stories that we have read until now, they have taught us that we have to just see the positive things about all circumstances, but most important, to live the present with no regrets because we don't have the possibility to travel in time. Not yet, at least. So that's it. And well, it is, as I commented to you, a bittersweet story, but it was an excellent story. I really like it. And just allow me a moment. I will continue sharing my screen so we can start with the vocabulary. So I have it right here, and here you have it. Excellent. So I hope you can see. And let's just start right away with the vocabulary. Okay. So, mm, here you have it. So first of all, we have some words. And it says, as I was telling you, the name of the chapter that is called The Sisters. So first of all, we have a girl was sitting quietly in that seat. Oh yeah, because this is the scene when everything starts and there's a little girl who comes from the future to the present, not to the past, because it's supposedly it is happening in at the same time, the stories we are reading are taking place. So we have here that she was wearing a beige turtleneck with a tartan check miniskirt. Tartan check, it is a pattern, and tartan check it means cuadros escoceses. So she was, like wearing a skirt with cuadros escoceses. Then it says blind tights and a moss brown boots, a duffel coat. And duffel, it will be like the lona, a duffel. So the lona. I don't have my vocabulary here, but then I have another word here that is threatened. Threatened, it is any ordinary girl or woman for that matter may have felt a little bit threatened, amenazada, amenazado, because it is describing that the scene is a little girl and then just Nagare is the one who is in the cafe at the moment. So he's a man, he is taller than the girl, and probably the little girl can be or can feel a little bit threatened. So that's why it says here this. And well, then we have, oh yeah, then we know a funny fact about Nagare that he likes preparing butter and he likes giving away some snacks, but he doesn't charge for them. So sometimes it arrive a time when, he's giving away too much. But he likes when every customer says like, this is delicious. The face, the feelings is what makes happy to Nagare. And well, anyways, he's describing that. So it says the butter was homemade, his specialty. His butter was so good that the woman in curlers, Jaiko Hirai, would come in for some. So curlers, the curlers, it would be the curlers, the things women use in order to have curly hair, los tubos, the curlers. So there you go. Then it says Nagare got a lot of joy from watching the customers delight. So delight, placer, deleite. I don't have more vocabulary here, but it's describing that. And then it says, oh yeah, because Nagare gives to the little girl some snacks. So here it says, what? I didn't order this. And then on the house. The girl looked at the free food with disbelief. Disbelief, incredulidad. He uncrossed his arms and leaned forward. Well, uncross his arm, los descruzó. And then we have another word at the end of this page that it says, is there a problem? He said, a bit rattle. Rattle, agitado. So, because he couldn't believe that the girl says like, I don't want it, or, like, I didn't order this. So stuff like that. So we continue moving and then at a girl. At a girl is just, like an expression. Ara ara in Japanese is like ara, like come on, like so here it's just an expression, it doesn't mean anything really. Then she kept on munching. Munching, it is masticar. I don't know if you have heard about munchies, but munchies also means, like craving some snacks that you want to eat or stuff like that. So, munching. Then at the end of the sentence, we have gobbling. And gobbling in this case, it will be engullir. So it says, on the salad, when she finished the toast, she started crunching on the salad and gobbling down the fruit yogurt. So, engullendo, like tragando. It could be, like very fast. That's why it says that. Then we have another one that says Nagare was crestfallen. Crestfallen, cabizbajo. Why? Because the little girl doesn't want to speak with him. She is very cold with him. That's why. Clang dong, we know that is the onomatopoeia of the door, which is opening. And then it says wath. It was Kazu. She handed the keyring with its wad of keys. Wad, manojo. Un montón. We continue walking. Oh, sorry, walking. We continue with vocabulary. I don't have anything here. And then here. Surely it wasn't him. She pointed the chin tapping fingers towards Nagarin. So, like she was doing something and she did like this because chin tapping is this. So maybe she was doing that and then she signed then to Nagare. So this is shin tapping. Chin tapping, sorry. Then we move and then it says he sprang from the counter. So remember spring, sprang. Spring, as a noun, it could be un resorte, it could be primavera, but as a verb, saltar. So he sprang in past. Él saltó from the counter, desde la barra, and sat down in the chair facing the girl. So spring, sprang. Then here we have adamant. The girl was adamant, and adamant means firme, tenaz. Next paragraph. Again, Nagare was deflated, like decepcionado, like cabizbajo. Okay, so it's not me, he said sulkily. Sulkily, de mal humor. As he trudged back to the counter. Recorrió, regresó, because trudged back. The girl seemed to find his amusing and let out a cheeky jiggle. Cheeky will be descarado, and jiggle, it will be like una risita. like something like that. Clank dunk again. We have the sound of the door, and so we don't have more words here. But then we have pop. Pop. Pop is a word that it could mean a lot of things, but in this case, pop it is like aparecer, like a pop-up advertisement on your computer. It just pop appear. So in this case, it's como se apareció, la fue a una tienda. Okay? And here continued saying Kate was by nature a carefree person. Carefree, sin preocupaciones. Okay? Continue, and then we have another word that says Kate responded with a smile and trotted towards. So trotted, trot, trotar. Okay, so and then we have at the end Kay patted. Patted, pat, acariciar. Kay patted her. So it could be like this or it could be like this. You know? Oh, but it says Kay patted her still flat stomach. Oh yeah, because she did this to her stomach like this. And with those actions, we can guess that she may be pregnant. And with the title of that fourth chapter, we know that probably the last story will be about Kay. So let's see. But well, anyways, probably this line to make us think that Kay it could be pregnant. So, anyways, it says with keenly observing eyes. Keenly it is plenamente. And then again we have cue. As if this was some kind of cue the girl called out. So, señal. It is una indicación. Well, in this case, it would be una señal. Okay, so they are here still with the little girl because she asked Kay to take a picture with her. So I think it is this part. Then it says, Kay, blink. Remember that blink, it is parpadear. So blink. Startled, sorprendido by the girl's word. Oh yeah, because this is the picture. I like to take picture. No, I like to take my photo with you. Okay, blink, startled by the girl's word. Sorprendida, with me. So it is about the picture. They take the picture, and then here is saying that her cheeks flush. Remember that flush, it is that you are red as she snapped the K shot. Snap, snap, it is like this. It could be the sound or it could be when someone receives a snap. But in this case, it will be el crujido, el chasquido. And well, they take the picture. They are impressed by the camera. And then I think that she clicks everything. And well, it says, what, just a minute, Kay said, but the girl vaporized into steam. She came back. And then it says, underneath it. Underneath, inferior, debajo, por debajo. Okay? Then I don't have vocabulary here, but they are, start discussing about Hirai, that she closes the bar for 2 days, 2 nights in a row. So they start discussing about this here. And then we have another word that says, because of this, Kazu didn't mind who came from the future for whatever reason. Everything a visitor from the future may try would be futile. Futile, inútil. And the word futil exists also in Spanish, so futil, inútil. Then, I think here is when they start talking about, Hirai, that she hasn't opened the bar. Then, welcome, Nagare shouted. Kazu collected her toes and served the coffee. And then it says to dispel. Dispel, disipar. Then it says she was wearing a lime green polo shirt and white skirt with blank palms on her feet. So palms, it will be like a kind of shoes, a kind of accessory. And then she had a canvas bag hanging from her shoulder. Canvas bag, I think it will be to those tote bag that we call, a big one. Canva, it is just un lienzo. So a canvas bag, it could be those wide ones, big ones. And then it says, on hearing her name, call her spoon around. So remember, spin, span, spoon. So spoon, girar, girado. It is a third column. It's an irregular verb. Spin, span, spoon. No, yeah. Spin, span, spoon. So girado. Like ella giró sobre sus talones. He spun around on her heels. So ella dio la vuelta, ella giró sobre sus talones. Okay. Then, oh yeah, because here we have a kotake. Remember the last story about the husband and the wife with Fusagi and Kotake, where Fusagi is losing her memory? Well, here we have, as a resolution in the last story, she doesn't want to be called Kotake anymore, but Fusagi's wife, or in this case, Miss Fusagi. Okay, so we have the scene here, and then they are describing the season. And then it says, she liked the aroma of it when it was freshly brewed. Brew, it will be filtrado. So, they are talking about coffee because here is describing that Kotake doesn't like iced coffee, just hot coffee, even if it is hot outside. Then we have here a lot of words. The first one is flask. And flask, oh yeah, because she is describing the method of the coffee. So the method uses a flask. What is a flask? A matraz, un matraz. A funnel, it will be un embudo. So she is describing the method that you put the flask, the funnel, you have the coffee, and then you start pouring hot water. So then we have the dripper, and the dripper, the drip, it is like el escurridor, el que escurre, el gotero. So, and then bitterness and sourness. Bitterness, it will be amargura. Remember that bitter, it is amargo. And sour, it is ácido. So sourness, it will be la acidez, el acidez. So there you go, amargura y acidez. Everything talking about coffee because she's describing the method which the coffee is being prepared. Then we have siphon, and siphon means desviar. So it says here, Casu normally made coffee using the siphon method. Oh, well, el método que desvía, el método, sí, it is called the siphon method, And the reason for the choice was not because of taste. She simply enjoyed watching the hot water rise up through the funnel. She is pouring the water into the funnel and it's falling. That's it. Besides, Casso found the hand drip coffee too delicious. I'm sorry, coffee too tedious to make. Oh, hand drip. It is, with the hand. So she may be sustaining something. The dripper, el gotero, because it's dripping. Okay. So still she's talking about coffee. And then here, aspire. Aspire, it is a linker. It is a word that helps us to link, and it means según. As per his insistence, the coffee had been made from mocha beans. So, según, por su insistencia. So there you go, aspire. No words here. I don't have it here. And then, oh yeah, because he is describing again to know that the coffee, this and that. So we have the patrons. The patron is people who help you, in this case, to continue running a business, or, talking about football. Those are the ones who support the team. So patrons, it will be los patrocinadores, padrinos. And then we continue because they are here talking about Hirai, about the bar. And it says Hirai was popular among women too. Her blonde way of speaking, sometimes dented. So blonde, I think blonde it is already a word that we saw in previous chapters, but in this case it will be contundente, directo, sin rodeos. And speaking sometimes dented. Dented, it is abollar. In this case, it says her blonde way of speaking sometimes entered the pride of patrons. It is not abollar, but it could be afectar, like, hurt a little bit the pride of patrons. But it says that there was no malice intended or something, so they let Hirai be. Then here, they mentioned that she dresses in a flashy way. Remember that flashy, it is llamativo that I was telling you that orange blouse, yellow jacket, purple jeans, red shoes, and then a white hat. So that will be very flashy, llamativo. And then we have so if she thought the patron was wrong, even if they were on high social status, she will have no qualms. Qualms, it would be escrúpulos, because she's very direct, she's very blunt, remember. So here is describing the way Hira is running the bar, that she's doing great. And I think that she has been opened for a couple of years. So let's see, Then, oh yeah, here it says, Kotake had noticed that her bar, usually so full of customers, had been closed for 2 nights in a row, and none of the patrons knew why. She was a little concerned. As soon as she broached, and broach, it will be, like abordar, traer, the subject of Hirai, Nagare's face turned serious. Oh, remember that Kotake, it is a customer too. She is a nurse and she was just in the cafe because of her break. That's it. So they are talking about Hirai, that she has a bar and this, and one of them realizes that the bar has been closed for 2 nights. So Nagare knows why, and they ask what happened. So Nagares start talking about what happened, and he mentioned the accident. So, it says another word, nuisance. Hirai, it says, for the last 1 or 2 years, Hirai had found her frequent visits such a nuisance. Nuisance, molestia. For 2 years, Hirai was hiding from her little sister. And then it says, oh yeah, it says, 3 days ago, Kumi had visited the cafe to meet Hirai. The accident occurred on her way back. So the small car that she was driving collided head on with an oncoming truck whose driver must have dozed off. Dozed off, it is when you are getting asleep, adormecido, adormilado. So they are describing the traffic accident. Here, then we have faint, the faint steam that had been rising from. So the faint, and the faint, it will be, just 1 second, because I got it wrong, this one. Débil. So, in this case, it will be débil. So the débil steam, el vapor. I don't have anything here, but here I have another word. It says other decoration. Oh yeah, because they are saying that in her town, where the Japanese hotel is, they will have a festival very soon. So everything is full of decoration. And then they are in a funeral. That's very sad. But they are describing here, it says the festival is best known for its asakasari, a towering piece of bamboo about 10 meters long to which 5 giant paper balls with colorful paper streamers are attached. So they are talking about the decorations, the festivity. I don't know if you have heard about Tanabata, and I don't know if I am wrong, but Tanabata is a Japanese festivity that is around July the 7th or June the 7th, something like that. And it is a myth which says that long time ago there were two lovers, and they were, separated. And because of destiny, because of this, and a lot of people help them, just they can see each other just one day per year. And they can see each other because I think that birds or something help them to cross a wall or stuff like that. It's like the Asian Romeo and Juliet, kind of. So it's an important festival, and it is called, Tanabata. So here, for example, it says paper cranes. I don't know if you know what is a crane, but a crane it is grulla, so paper cranes. And then it says are south solicitados. So other decorations from the festival, colorful paper strips, paper kimonos, and origami paper cranes are sought after by tourists. So son solicitados, son they are asked for tourists. They are asked for by tourists. Yeah. And then we have Tanabata that I already explained you that it's a festivity. And then we have another one, someone that clang dong. Hello, welcome. And it says, call out cheerfully, lifting the cave out of its somber mood. Sombre, sombrío, obscuro, sad. And here is when I'm pretty sure Hirais arrives to the cafe. She says something about the soul. Yeah, Nagareke, someone I need soul. Bring me soul. It's for purifying, against spirits. And then it says here, her eyes wide in a astonishment and surprise. Nagare stood there a moment in a daze. Daze, it is aturdimiento. Given that he he just delivered terrible news about Kumi to Kotake to hear Hirai's usual brisk tone, enérgico. He is surprised because they were just talking about the accident and this, and then they are listening to the sister. Like, hey, I'm here. So they are surprised because of that. So then it says, come on, this time her shout had a low, sultry edge to it. Sultry, it will be bochornoso. Because it is like, come on, like hurry up. That's why it says that. That his tone of voice has a sultry edge or a sultry intonation. So then they continue, and then we have shuffle. Shuffle, when you have a deck of cards, you shuffle them. Las revuelves, las barajeas. And it says hastily. So hastily, apresuradamente. It says, he grabbed a small bottle of cooking salt from the kitchen and shuffled hastily to the entrance. So he was doing this to the entrance. Okay? And well, I don't have more vocabulary here, but then we have with somewhat exaggerated sense of urgency, she scuttled off to the kitchen to find some water. So scuttle off, sabotage, frustración. So it says with a somewhat exaggerated sense of urgency, she scuttled off. So se fugó, se fue, huyó. So there you go. Few, it is just an expression. Like few, that's it. Then her black handbag swung. And swung, remember that is the past of swing. So swing, moverse, balancearse. So her black handbag swung from her right arm. And then we have another one, please. Oh, because she arrives to the cafe and she's thirsty. So here is, Kate took the glass and disappeared into the kitchen. Wiping perspiration from her brow, Hirai let out another sigh. So wiping, this is wipe. And perspiration, the sweat, the sweating, perspiration, el sudor. She was doing this. And it says from her brow, this is the brow, and side. Okay? Remember that side, we have seen it already. We don't have anything here. We have here, the crease deepened between. And they are describing, just 1 second, it sounded like she was talking about something that had happened to a stranger. The crease deep between Kotake's brows. So crease, it will be el pliegue, la arruga. So deepen between Kotake's brows. So, he was frowning, frunciendo el ceño, and maybe the crease, the line, he was, like going deeper. Se estaba haciendo más profunda la arruga, el surco. And well, they are discussing that the funeral was just today, and instead of being there, she just came back to the city, to the cafe. So it says the funeral, of course. Kotake replied, betraying her uneasiness. Uneasiness, it will be inquietud. Yeah, because they are worried that she's there and she shouldn't, She should be with her parents helping with whatever she could help. So that's why. And then, here again it says, yeah, look, Hira said as she stood up and spun round to show her funeral attire. Oh, yeah, remember, again, pass, spin, spoon. What is spin? Spin, girar. So, she stood up and she spin, se dio la vuelta, dio una vuelta in order to show her attire, her look, her clothes, her outfit. Do you think it makes me look a bit subdued? Subdued, it will be sometido, like serious, like different. It says here, I made some model poses, adopting a proud face. Her sister was dead, unless the people in the cafe were mistaken about that. Her irreverence seemed over the top. Yeah, because she was maybe acting too much as she was getting fun, something like that. And well, someone died. So then it says blase attitude. Blase, it is a word that means indiferente. And I'm pretty sure this word doesn't come from English because you know that English doesn't have accents. So I'm pretty sure it comes from French. So there you go. And then we have here an expression that it is very common in English, but this is not precisely a verb. It's a noun, toy. But in this case, they are using a noun as a verb, toying. What do you do with a toy? You play. So here it says, Nagare asked, toying with the salt bottle in his hands. So he was playing, so toying. And then it says here, with a cigarette in her mouth, she was peering into her black handbag again. So peering, it is a word that we already, look before. In this case means mirar. So she was peering into her bag. Estaba viendo. Then we have rummaging. Rummaging, it will be rebuscar, hurgar. She's looking. I'm pretty sure she's looking for a lighter. Yeah, Nagare pulled a lighter from his pocket. Pull, sacó. Well, she's saying that she was smoking because I'm pretty sure in this part she's describing how she found the cafe. That she was looking for a place and then she arrived to a place. She saw that it was a small place. There was nobody there. She liked it that. She even smoked like 1, 2 cigarettes, and after she finished, the waitress arrived and asked her, "What do you want?" And she liked that. She liked that, the waitress was giving her the time to decide what she wanted to drink or whatever. But there you go. I think in this case, in this part, they are describing that. So it says, comprehendingly. For a moment, what she had said did not sink in. She didn't understand. Both Nagare and Kotake looked at her uncomprehendingly. Uncomprehendingly. Uncomprehendingly is just a word that probably you understand, sin comprenderla, incomprensiblemente, because it is, an adverb. Then it says, how could they think that? Oh, yeah, because they probably think that the accident was Hirai's fault. Her little sister died when she was coming back from visiting Hirai's, so that's why. And then it says, Kay says here, how could they think that? Kay asked with her mouth. One second, because it is not agape, it is a gap. A gap. And a gap means con la boca abierta, boquiabierta, boquiabierto. Okay? A gap. Then we continue, and then teary. It comes from tears. So teary, con los ojos llorosos, lloroso, llorando. We continue, and then we have, she began to walk up the gravel path to her family home and the rear of the inn. The rear, it will be el trasero, la parte posterior. Where her family lived was designed in a Japanese style. Yeah, she's describing the inn, when they open it and everything, and then it says the door rattled open and she stepped into the concrete inside. So rattle, it will be sonar. So the door rattles, so no, when she opened it. And then it says veranda. Veranda, it is a word, I'm pretty sure it comes from Spanish. I'm not sure because I couldn't find where this word comes from. But it's a word that it is related to those days when it's very hot. So, like I don't remember. Caligula? No. It is in Spanish, the season when it is very hot. Well, here is veranda. It's related to the summer, related to the hot days. And here it says he was sitting on the edge looking out at the lush green garden. So lush, it will be exuberante. And well, here, we have that Hirais is describing the inn and this and that. And I don't know if it is this part or it already happened, but it says that she knew about the accident because one of the helpers, one of the what does he say here? No, it doesn't say here what was the position of this lady. But a woman who helped in the inn, she called her and she told her. So, well, like she doesn't have a really nice relationship with her parents. So it says here that I'm pretty sure that the name of the lady who told her about her sister, it is Yasuo. But I don't remember exactly, like in detail. So thank God we vocabulary here, and then stilted. Feather, here I call out in a stilted voice to Yasuo's back. So stilted, it means forzado, because she doesn't know what to say. I think Michiko is Hirai's mother, and no, I mistake it. Yasuo or just yeah, Yasuo is her father, and Michiko is her mother. Yeah, exactly. So, well, sniffle, we have here that is resfriado. Yasuo remains seated with his back to her, his only response being a sniffle. Oh no, sniffle, well, it isn't resfriado, but in this case it would be like, or something like that, sniffle. Then it says she went into Sendai town where preparations for the Tanabata festival were underway. With colors still in her hair, colors, she trudged and trudge recorrer around until dusk. Remember that dusk we saw it last time and means atardecer. Stealing her slippers and camisole. Slippers, when we are just about to sleep, you change your shoes for your slippers, pantuflas. Oh yeah, because I think here is when she says that this lady told her about the accident of her sister, and she just ran. She didn't have time to change herself. She just, like went like that. So when she arrived to her parents' house, she was probably in her pajamas. So it is telling us here that she wasn't well dressed. And well, here, she went and bought some clothes. And here it says the mourners. The mourners, it is los dolidos, people who go to the funeral, los dolientes. And then it says here that she is smoking. Here it says stubbing out. Stubbing out, it will be extinguir. She turns off the cigarette. I don't have anything here. But they continue being in the cafe. It's just that Hirai is telling them how was the funeral and how she knew about the accident. So there are moments when they just come back to the present and they continue, like talking. So it says, why come here rather than going directly back to yours? He asked bluntly. Bluntly, remember that we already know where was blunt, sin rodeo. So in this case, bluntly, it is the adverb. So, sin rodeos, como directamente, like he asked bluntly. Busted. Busted, it would be like an expression that says to share, like, you got me, like, busted means arrestado. In this case, like, you got me, como touché, an expression de tienes razón, cierto, something like that. And here they are talking that why she wasn't there, why she came back, and this and that. And then it says she pulled out a letter folded in half from the unsealed envelope. Unsealed, it is sin sello. Seal, sellado, unsealed, no sellado. So here, when they finished discussing how was the funeral and this and that, Kay gave Hirais the letter Kumi left 3 days ago when she was in the cafe. So, it is here. And then it says Kumi was the cuddly sister. The cuddly, like adorable, bonito, cute. So she is describing her sister in this part. And well, then suddenly Hirais wants to travel to the past. So it's in this case when she is, like goes with the lady and she said like move. So then we have she was asking to go back and meet her. Kei and Kotoke waited with bated breath. Bated breath, in this case, batter, it will be like they stop breathing, respiración contenida, like what we'll say yes, no, and then that's bated breath. Breathe, bated breathe, because breath is aliento and it doesn't say aliento, it says respiración. So bated breath. And then, here is the woman, and then, Hirais goes and says like, hey, move. And it says, from the back room, Nagare's voice could be faintly heard calling for Kazu. So in this case, it says faintly and debilmente. Remember, faint, we already saw it before. And then, it's here when Hirai wants the lady to move. So she's like, move, please move. I want to travel. And she doesn't move. And then she touches her. So it says, but the woman in the dress did not even flinch. Flinch, flaquear. And then, she moves the lady and start coursing her. Again, it says here, it felt as if the Earth's gravity had begun multiplying, because she's a lot of weight, so you cannot, and she just, like put it on her knees. It says wailing, and before it says eerie, ghostly wailing. Eerie, we saw it last time, espeluznante. And wailing here, llorar, lamentar. So here is the cafe, the course, and then here, Kazu comes. And then it says here, she's a demon, a hack. Hack, it's another way of saying witch, but like a hack in a negative way, una bruja. We continue, and then it says she started painting. Painting in this case is not paint. Painting, it would be, like jadeando, like, that's painting. And then I think here it's when I told you about the cafe, when Casu started asking the lady, do you want some? Would you like some more coffee? And it says brim. The brim is like the edge of the cup, la orilla. It is el borde, el tope. So she started, like pouring cafe for the lady in the white dress. And then she says here that she starts drinking and drinking and drinking coffee. And it says, Kazu managed to get the woman in the dress to drink 7 cups of coffee. Oh, because you cannot reject coffee. She can refuse. Why not? Because apparently that's the rule. So she cannot say no because of our rule. And then, she leaves in order to go to the bathroom. So it says toilet, the woman in the dress mumbled. Remember that mumble, murmurar. Glaring directly at Kazu. Glare, vistazo, dando un vistazo. So she's moving. And then it says stagger over. Stagger, it will be tambalearse. So, she's like, okay, it is free, like sit. But remember that she was course not long ago, so she is, no, it is not shattering. It is staggering, so tambaleándose. Then it says slowly exhale and slide. Remember, slide, slide. What do you do in a slider? You slide, una resbaladilla. So here is slowly exhale and slid, se deslizó in between the table and the chair. That means she sat down. And she is remembering that Kumis called her big sis. That well, they call her big sister, big sis. Then we have here, piggyback. Another word that I didn't, hear, piggyback. So it says, when she started elementary school, here I will give her a piggyback to school. So piggyback, it is, when you put your money. So that's it. Then says the intricacies. One second. Intricacies. The intricacies, it will be complejidades. Her parents had underestimated her intricacies of her character. Yeah, so it will be complejidades. Then it says, oh, okay. So it says at 18, she left home when Kumi was 12. And I think that time passed by. So she was 18 and maybe she's like 20 something, 26, maybe 25. So she is describing about the accident, about her little sister, and everything, while Kazu is pouring the cafe. I'm sorry, the coffee. But here they are telling us that because it is a person who passed away, she will have an alarm. Yeah, it says here, Kazu places a small stick, un palito, about 10 centimeters long into Hirai's cup of coffee. The kind you may use to stir a cocktail. Remember, stir, remover. It looked a bit like a spoon. What's this? This sounds an alarm just before the coffee gets cold. So if the alarm sounds, okay, you know, she has to drink it. And it says here that it's just for people who pass away. So again, we have nuisance. And then you know that nuisance, it is molestia. She was too obliging to betray the expectations. Betray, um, when you betray, traicionar, yeah, exactly, traicionar, revelar. So then we have shatter, shatter, destruir, romper. Oh yeah, because Hirai is thinking about Kumi's dream that probably she is asking her to come back because she has a dream to fulfill. And well, so here she is traveling to the past but when she arrives to the past, she doesn't see Kumi right away. So it says here, you know, she's traveling, shimmering, we already know. Looking at it here, I began to experience an overwhelming dizziness. Remember, dizzy, mareos. Her body became one with the steam that engulfed her. Engulf, hundir, tragar, engullir. So, although Hirai first visited the cafe, oh yeah, it says, you know, Hirai first visited the cafe 7 years ago. She was 24 and had been running her bar for about 3 months. So at that time, you know, so now she is a little bit older. And then she's describing that she found the cafe and all the things that I told you, that she liked the environment and she liked everything. So here, remember that scarves, it is the plural of a scarf, just that it is a irregular plural. So we change that F for a VES. Okay, so scarves, scarf, scarves. And then again, it says when the veil had rung. Remember that it's an irregular, so we have ring, rang, rung. Sonó, sonado in this case. When the bell had rung, cuando la campana había sonado. Oh, exactly, había because it's had. Then here it says that she arrived to the cafe and there was nobody, and then it says pander. And pander means complacer. She had found a cafe that didn't pander to customers. Yeah, because you know they let you or they give you the time to decide what you want or if you want to ask for something or not, and that's it, you know. So here I don't have anything. I have a lot of words here. So uninhibited, uninhibited, desinhibido. Then it says her own pace, pace, paso, ritmo. Then we have an expression. Yeah, just let me remember why. The woman didn't show any sign that she had behaved wrongly, but instead smiling warmly. Here I had never met her. And he be a woman who didn't think. Oh yeah, exactly, because she's talking about the waitress. That you know the waitress wasn't very happy, like, hey, good morning, how are you doing today? No, she was like, what's up? Well, not even like that, you know, but she was like, what do you want? This, thank you, and that's it. So that's why it says here, treat them mean, keep them keen. Treat them mean, trátalos mal, trátalos cruelmente. Remember that mean, it is cruel. And keep them keen. Keen, it is apasionados, it is interesados, it is, in this case, it will be apasionados. So, trátalos mal y manténlos emocionados, you know, something like that. It will be trátalos mal, manténlos interesados. That was Hirai's motto. And motto, it is like a saying, un lema. Okay? Then we have another expression. Remember I told you as pair, it was a linker? Well, we have another one that says from then on, desde entonces. Okay? So it says from then on, Hirai started visiting funicula every day. That's why, you know, in the previous chapters, we thought that she was a waitress, but she wasn't. She was just a regular. And well, And then we have she lived life in the fast lane. Lane, carril. The fast lane, el carril de alta velocidad. Then we have a word that we have reviewed in the previous chapters that is amidst. That it means entre esto. It means, just one second, let me just, en medio de. Amidst the shimmering. Shimmering, it is el destelleo, because shimmer is destellar. Hirai suddenly heard her name being called. When she heard this familiar voice, she opened her eyes with a start. Oh yes, because while Hirai was traveling and everything, she was closing her eyes so badly, that she opened the eyes here. And it was Fusagi. No. I think it was Kei that she was surprised. Then she saw that Fusagi was in the cafe and everything. And they know that whoever is sitting in that seat is traveling from the future. So she is very curious, like, why you are here? And then, here it says she pictured her eyes becoming red and swollen in shadows, with tears and becoming choked up. Choked up, it is obstruirse, atascarse. Remember that choke it is also, when you cannot breathe, cuando te ahorcan. And, well, I don't have anything here, nor here, nor here. But I'm pretty sure here is when, oh yeah, clank dong. Finally, the sisters arrive. So it is here. Oh yeah, then we have another fact that it says that there are 3 clocks on the wall, but the middle one is the one which is right. The rest, it's wrong. So it is someone that we know, I think, since the last chapter, but they also mention it again. So I don't have any vocabulary here, nor here, but here it says, put in that position, Hirai thought she could crumble. Crumble, the way the cookie crumbles, desmoronarse, deshacerse, desmenuzar. So here, they are Hirai and Kumi, they are having the conversation and like, yes, I will come back. And then her sister is super happy and this and that. So then it says she would end being the harbinger. Harbinger, it would be like el presagio. Oh, yes, because, that you cannot change the present, even if you travel to the past. But Hirai is thinking that it doesn't matter if she says her sister that she will die or like stay, don't go because you will suffer an accident. So she doesn't want her sister to feel bad or to to be like it says here, a harbinger of death, un presagio. So that's why she doesn't say anything. And then it says then unwindly complejo, inmanejable. Then she wants to cry, then Kumi goes to the bathroom and something like that. Then it says usually reluctant, reacio, like stubborn, you don't want to, reluctant. So then we move, and then Hirai, Okumi, I'm sorry about that. Hirai says, shrugging her shoulders. Shrugging, that shrug, it is also a verb that means encoger, but in this case, they are talking about shoulders, so it is this action, okay? And well, we almost finished. It has been a very long chapter, but we almost finished. Then we have elated. That elated here, it means extasiado. It is a word that I'm pretty sure we already saw, but well, it is already here. And then fidgeting. Fidgeting, when you are nervous, you start moving your fingers or your legs or something. And that is the action of, fidgeting. When you are nervous and you start moving something in your hands or you start moving your body. Then, here we have anything, but they continue talking and this and that. Then she felt her eyes reddened. And reddened, as you may guess, it is, like enrojecerse. They are becoming red. Um, yeah, she's trying, she's saying goodbye. She was rehearsing in her head what she wanted to say. Rehearsing, practicando, ensayando. Um, then her face swiftly turned red and she burst into tears. Oh, yeah, I think that she already came back to the future, and it says swiftly, so rápidamente, because Hirai didn't want to cry in front of her sister, so that's why she was with a smile, and even if she wanted to cry, she didn't. And then when she came back to the future, to the present, she started crying, or she burst into tears, romper en llanto. This time it wasn't Hirai's turn to be dismayed. Dismayed, it is consternado. Then we have here, here, no vocabulary, and then hair. It says, Kumi took look after their parents, leaving it to her to take on the role of hair. Hair, heredero, heredera in this case. We move here, and then we have Kumi shrug, shrug, and then twirl around and headed for the toilet. Twirl, giró, dio la vuelta, se torció. Well, giró in this case. And Hirai watched her walk away, tears well up. Well up, llenarse, hincharse, sus ojos estaban húmedos. Then she felt she could no longer stem the flow. Stem, contener. Yet she did not blink. Blink, it is parpadear. Because well, here is that. Oh yeah, I'm thinking I'm just skipping some parts, but she hasn't traveled to the future yet. They were talking, discussing about the inn a little bit, and then here is when Kumi wants to go to the bathroom, and Hirai is debating because she doesn't want to leave before seeing her sister's face one more time. So she wanted to scream and bawl, despotricar, chillar, but she couldn't cry out. And then here is the alarm, beep, 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 beep. That's the alarm. And it says here, Kay understood everything when she heard it. The alarm was only used when a person was visiting someone who had died. Oh dear, her sweet little sister. So Kay realizes, what happened. And then it says, here I held the cup. She breathed in and exhaled with a moan. Moan, gemido, quejido, filled with all the painful grief seeping from her heart. Seeping is barrer, seeping, painful grief, seeping. Grief, it is la pérdida, la pérdida. When someone dies and you are grief. Just 1 second, I forgot the word in Spanish. El dolor, la pena, tristeza, aflicción. Yeah, exactly, la pena. So, then we have here no words, but she really wants to see her sister for the last time, so she waits until the last moment. And then it says here, Kay could see how distressed Hirai was. Distressed, it will be, afligido. She bit her lip and looked grave. You just promised. You just promised your sister, didn't you? Because, you have to return. You have to do it. And Kumi's happy, elated smile. So elated, it is a word that we already saw it, that it's extasiado. So here it doesn't say anything, but as soon as she arrives to, well, she finally, she saw her sister for the last time. She drank the coffee, and she traveled again to the future, to the present. And then it says amidst. Amidst, it is a word that we have seen. It is en medio de todo esto. Um, so, here, no words until Kate turned around and smiled at her. She had to go suddenly. Um, bereft. Bereft, desprovisto. On hearing this, Kumi looked bereft. Oh, yeah, because, I think well, yeah, because when Kumia returned from the bathroom, she didn't see her sister, and she was like, "Where is she?" And Kay says like, "Well, she had to go. That's it." Then it says she sighed and slopped in her chair. So slump se desplomó. And well, it says like, "Don't worry, your sister says that she will come back, so she will come back." And that's it. Then on the other side, we have Hira is coming back to the future. And remember that spring it is saltar. So, she saltó. It says, she bowed politely, she bowed, reverenció, and then rose and walked out of the cafe with a spring in her step. So con un salto, spring, rápido. Oh, because, as soon as she came back to the future, she's like, I have to go. I have to go to my hometown. I have to go with my parents in order to help my parents to run the inn. So it is just, like here, is that the scene. Then it says, everything around Hiraya would from start to finish like a film on fast forward, like super rápido. She continued to cry. She cried and cried and cried. The woman in the dress had returned from the toilet and was standing next to her. Kazu, Nagare, Kotake, and Kei were there too. Hirai had returned to the present without Kumi. Then it says, that the woman in the white dress, she told Hirai to move. So she says, move. She said disgruntledly. Disgruntledly, it will be descontento. And well, it says here, that she is coming back on the thing that I told you, that she doesn't, she's not thinking about the bar anymore. She just want to come back to the inn and this and that in order to make through Kumi's dream that it was that Kumi and Hirai runs the inn together. And well, here we have another word that says Kate nodded. Remember that nodded is to move your head like this. Nodded reassuringly, reafirmando, like saying yes, tranquilizando. And well, here is when Hirai just left the cafe. And here we have another scene when Kay, it says here, Kay had walked out with Hirai to see her off. Now she rubbed her stomach gently. Remember that rough is this, like bebop were rough, like but not so bad, but it's rough. And then it says she rubbed her stomach gently. So I think that here probably Kay is pregnant, or she is, or she was, or something like that. And maybe the last story that we will read, it is the story of Kay and her sister or daughter. So that's the end of the chapter. As I was telling you guys, it is a very bittersweet chapter. And well, guys, there's a lesson in every chapter to learn about life. I think probably the lesson here is that at the end, we have to live with no regrets. And well, I hope you really like the book. I think we almost finished. And it has been so far a little bit challenging because of vocabulary. This was a very long session. But I think, like little by little, we are continue expanding with vocabulary, and that's the best. So for the moment, I think that will be it. I really hope that you enjoy reading the end of the book. So thank you so much, and we will continue discussing the last chapter next Thursday. For the moment, continue being great and see you later. Okay? Thank you. Bye.